Sonic and the team make it to Uranos Island, Jet still unconscious, and a dark pressure looming over everyone on the island. Sonic, now out of the End's control, leads the pack to go find the emeralds for one last time. He suggests that Team Babylon stays behind to take care of Jet, while Team Sonic and Eggman find the emeralds. Once that's done, they'll regroup. So Sonic and his team goes off to find the emeralds. Sonic runs off by himself, with Amy chasing after him, Knuckles going off by himself, and Tails once again babysitting Eggman. Sonic manages to lose Amy. However, he gets himself lost since he wasn't paying attention to where he was going, though he does manage to run into the Emerald Cage. Unfortunately, it was guarded by some robots, to which he easily takes
Piece
care
of cake!
He destroys the last robot, and feels a weird energy around him. As he looks around, he finds a giant throne-like structure. It seems very familiar to him, but he doesn't know why. Sonic walks up to the structure to inspect it, but when somehow it lights up and flashes a bright light, sending him back into cyberspace. Tails manages to find some emeralds with Eggman, and goes to find more. However, Tails turns to ask Eggman if he wants to head back to take a break, but he's gone, disappeared into thin air. Scared, Tails runs off to look for him. Knuckles walks around the island, grabbing up as many emeralds as he can. He sees some Coco run around and play together. However, Knuckles accidentally trips on one and drops an emerald. As the emerald falls, it clonks the unsuspecting Coco on the head, activating the emerald's power and sending Knuckles to the flashback world once again. Knuckles sees a vision of the ancients building something. Not a structure, but a machine, towering over all the trees. He goes to investigate further, but as soon as he gets close to it, its eyes glow a dark purple as he fades back to the real world. Could this vision take place on the island? Knuckles thinks so, but before he can search for the location of the vision, he goes back to the rendezvous point for the group to bring them the emeralds. Did you get what I asked for? Almost. Do you have what we discussed ready? It will be ready once I get what I need. Sonic arrives back in cyberspace, thankfully not corrupted due to the emerald's protection. He runs around the familiar location, similarly to how he does in the main timeline. He notices, though, that he isn't escaping cyberspace, but going through different cyberspace stages. He knows that the only way to get out is to run through all the stages, so he does just that. He eventually manages to go through the final portal, escaping the digital dimension finally. However, he notices that he's trapped in a very weird orb-looking cage. He tries to teleport using Chaos Control to escape it, but it's of no use. The cage seems to be an in-between from the real world and cyberspace, effectively keeping him trapped until he's freed. Tails runs into Amy while trying to look for Eggman. He asks her if she's seen him anywhere, to which she doesn't. She then asks him if she's seen Sonic anywhere, to which Tails, of course, denies it. Tails asks Amy to go back to the camp as he goes to find Sonic. If anything were to happen, they're the last hope. He searches around, using one of the emeralds he has to look for Sonic's energy signature. As he figures out by now, he should have an emerald of his own at least. Though, as he searches, the emerald flashes brightly, scaring the poor fox. He realizes that this is a good thing, because that can only mean that an emerald was used nearby. So he heads in the direction of where the emerald signature was found. Back at camp, Knuckles and Amy arrive. Knuckles explains what he saw, to which Amy also explains what happened to Sonic and Tails. But it all strikes them. Where's Eggman? Regardless, they make sure to think of what their next plan is, when Jet starts to wake up. Tails makes it to where the energy flash is located. He's shocked to see Sonic trapped in a cyber cage. He explains what happened, and they discuss how to get him out. They decide to use the emeralds they found, as it should be enough to open the cage, as it's done so for all the emeralds when they were trapped in their cages. So Tails holds his emerald to the wall of the cage, as Sonic holds his emerald up to Tails' on the outside. With the legendary phrase, a bright flash of light lights up the sky, with even the group seeing it from afar.
Chaos Control!
With that, the cage opens and Sonic steps out, completely fine. Whoa! All that from 2 emeralds? The emerald's power is definitely stronger than we can imagine. So Sonic and Tails head back to camp, as they also keep on the lookout for any emeralds if the others haven't found them yet. The 2 eventually make it back to camp as they explain the situation. They all hand Sonic their emeralds as they figure they're the most safe with him. And he's the fact that he's the leader. Bad news though, they're one short. They all figure that it's weird due to them not seeing any more emeralds, and even Knuckles' emerald sense didn't pick anything up. It all then clicks. Eggman must have it. It's weird though, because obviously he's disappeared. However, Jeff finally wakes up, super confused at what just happened. They catch him up, and he suggests that him and Sonic search for him and the emerald. They're shocked, as he's barely able to get up, let alone run around on the island. But he reassures them that he's fine, he can manage. So Sonic helps Jet up, and they both run off to search for Eggman. As they search for Eggman, they stumble upon this small pond with trees all around it. There's this intense pressure they feel when they look around toward the pond, but they don't know why. They both walk towards the pond, as a field of energy blocks them from entering. Once they bump into the wall, they hear a sinister voice. "You strayed from the path. Turn back. Complete your mission." Sonic and Jet are definitely sure that this could be the end talking to them, but they don't let this stop them, because they go back to look for Eggman somewhere else. Meanwhile, Tails looks around the big pyramid structure they set camp under. He looks around and he sees a door with a console of some sort that seems to be activated by some sort of energy. He assumes it's gotta be the emerald, so he takes it out and puts it next to the console, which then promptly opens the door. As the door opens though, he sees a twisting path in a corkscrew shape, heading to the final emerald. Hey, the final emerald! How did it get in there? He runs down to the end of the path and heads up to the emerald. As he's about to grab the emerald though, the emerald cage retracts into the ground and a purple light overtakes him. That's when the whole pyramid starts glowing. The group sees in awe as the pyramid glows, and the tip of it shoots a giant laser into the sky, making a giant rift. Something did it. Something finally broke the wall between dimensions. Sonic and Jet make it back to camp. Nothing to report except the whole pond thing. However, they see the giant rift and ask what that was about. After they get debriefed, Tails comes out of the building yelling to everyone about what just happened and what he saw. Then, they watch in horror as purple energy leaks out of the rift and something comes out of the pond nearby. "Since time immortal, I have languished here. The locks are broken. I shall now tear down the walls between dimensions and consume all." Knuckles then remembers that this was the thing he saw in his vision. Everyone scrambles on what to do as the massive Titan shows itself to everyone, with a familiar face controlling it in his vehicle. "Eggman! I should have known you were behind all this!" "Oh, my spiky, pitiful enemy. This was a group effort. Ever since I saw the potential of what cyber energy could do for me, the potential to rewrite my past mistakes by giving me the ultimate energy, I knew that the end would be the perfect end for you." Poetry, isn't it? "So, after all that you said the other day, was it all fake then? You should have known I was going to lie to you. It's me after all. Like I said before, Egghead, we will stop you." "Well, you can try, but you're no match for the power of the Supreme Titan." Eggman then pulls out the giant blaster the Titan was holding and fires a massive blast at him, sending them all flying in several directions. Sonic and Jet manage to dodge said attack, thankfully, and then square up to fight Eggman and his new Supreme Titan. The group, unharmed from the attack, then race back to Sonic and Jet and throw them the emeralds. They collect them and prepare to grab the last emerald stored on the Titan's head. Jet distracts Supreme as Sonic finds an opening to jump to the top of the robot, managing to break the cage with brute force and grab the emerald. No! What are you doing? No matter, I have a backup plan. He motions for his celestial partner to do something as it sends a giant cord to attach to the battery of the Titan, now supercharging it with the Cyber energy. They both get swatted away, but manage to use the emeralds before they could get too far away from the robot. The emeralds both swarm around the two of them as they turn into their true super forms, Super Sonic and Super Jet. Alright, Egghead, time to crack you wide open! They both charge at him, chasing him as he flies around the island. They hit Supreme with light speed punches, kicks, and combos too fast for anyone to keep up with. Eggman then tries to shoot a massive blast at the two of them, but they're too fast for him now. Too bad, Egghead, because you're too slow! The two supers then charge at Supreme, flying right through it and destroying it. Eggman then goes flying off into space as they fly back to the ground. However, the celebration that's about to endure is all too premature as the end comes into view. This dimension was once my prison. It shall now be the avatar of my return. All shall perish. All shall return to order, to oblivion. With this, Sonic and Jet blast off into space to prepare for the real final battle. A battle thousands of years in the making. The two speedsters make it to the outside of the atmosphere, as the end rears its ugly face at our heroes. With no time to joke around, they fly as fast as they can towards the evil moon. As the planetoid defends itself with its own set of lasers and attacks, it remarks something unsettling. Mortals, you have served your purpose. Now face your end. I am the all-consuming void. What can one mote of golden light illuminate within the abyss? Countless stars, countless worlds, countless lives, all fell to me. All brought to nothing. All the teeming chaos of creation brought to order, to neutrality, to nothing. I saw your minds as you ran through my prison. You two have fought machines and gods. Were they mighty? They were finite. I am infinite. I am nothing. You struggle as so many have done before. You will be consumed like all those before you. I saw your mind. Your courage never wavered. Why? Arrogance? Ignorance? Stupidity? I was contained once. Once. Is that why? My captors bent time and space. My captors but a whole new reality to contain me. My captors burn their souls away to fuel their engines. And you glitter. You fly around me like a gnat. I am inevitable. I cannot be denied. You strike this incarnation with all your might. It changes nothing. You are not brave. You are not victorious. No matter what form I take, the end comes for you all. Though, the yapping had to end eventually, so Sonic and Jet do one last final push and fly right through the moon, destroying it once and for all.
Take this!
The two of them high-five each other as they're about to head back. However, it's really tricky to end infinity now, is it? A massive blast of cyber energy then covers the entire planet in its light. Sonic and Jet, now baffled at what happened. No way. Eggman?
I am no longer the threats you once knew. I am something new, something different. I am no longer infinite, nor finite. I am rebirth, a rebirth of a new universe, where I rule supreme, and where there are no disgusting mortals like yourself. I am the rebirth.
This isn't just a fusion of the End and Eggman, no. This is a new being entirely. The two heroes cannot believe their eyes, as this thing may be impossible to stop. It has already started to consume everything in the universe, even flooding into other dimensions and futures. Sonic isn't going to let it all win. My friends, no, family, have always and will always continue to thrive. No matter the planet, dimension, or future, we will destroy it. We'll finally bring peace to the universe. So with that, Sonic charges up and with a massive blast of energy taps into his full potential, CYBERSonic. Jet tries to do the same, but with no avail. It seems that the energy given to him by the End has seeped into his very soul, unlocking a hidden potential he had deep down. But this doesn't mean that Jet doesn't get more powerful though. Far from it. He manages to tap into a new power beyond the super wall, Super Jet 2. Now the end really is near. Jet and Sonic both fly as fast as they can to this godlike being, reaching thousands of times faster than light speed, as all of Rebirth's attacks do virtually nothing. However, Jet's power, unlike Sonic's, is finite, and it starts to fade out. Jet then gives Sonic the last bit of his power, now floating out in space. Sonic thanks Jet and goes to deliver the final blow of Rebirth, finally ending the new threat to all reality and finally avenging and freeing the Ancients once and for all. Sonic flies over to Jet's unconscious body as he takes him back to Earth. Sonic lands back on Earth and gives Jet to the other rogues. They finally have time to rest, as their journey has finally come to an end. Both groups using the help of Tails and Wave to remake everyone, but Wave of course, lost boards. And they all depart to race back home. They do have a race after all to get to. But before they do, they see another rift open in the sky above them, preparing for a fight. They're shocked at what they see. A girl with white and blue hair appears above them, floating to the ground. Do not be afraid, dear friends. I'm not a threat, but a new being created from my father, who has now given me the throne to his empire. My name is Sage. The group watches in awe, as this must have been the remnant of what Eggman and the End's power. Now purified due to the Chaos Emeralds and power of all life in the universe. Sage makes it known that all she wishes is to join Sonic and his friends on Earth, to see the true beauty of what the universe has to offer, and they gladly accept. So now, they all fly off to finally go race, and show Sage what the universe has in store for her. The track lights up. Massive crowd of people from all over the globe come to see the race and sit down to get ready for this epic race. They all line up at the starting line, with Sage and Omochao announcing to the crowd how exciting this race is, as Jet and Sonic line up next to each other. Shadow comes in between them. Hey Shadow, late to the party, huh? I was busy, let's say, but that doesn't matter, as I'll show you two what true ultimate power is. So, as the starting lights count down to 1, the racers all speed off into the sunset, and speeding off to new adventures. And that was it for What If Sonic Raced in Cyberspace. With this series being a whole year and a half in the making, I really hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you all so very much for the support for this series and the videos that came out during the series production. It really means a lot, and I really hope that you're all excited for what's to come in the future. But enough chatting for now. I hope you all had as much of a wonderful time watching as I did making this. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, as I want to hit 1K by the end of the year, or hopefully by the summer. Anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of whatever time it is for you, and once again, for the final time in this series, peace out, guys.